Today's video is going to be quite controversial because I know that a lot of you guys might not agree with me. This video is going to be full of so many unpopular opinions. So, let's get started. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is April N and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the part where I'm supposed to tell you guys to subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel, or don't if you don't want to. I mean, this is not by force. Some people feel like, you know, we YouTubers, we are forcing you guys to subscribe to our channels. No, we are not. But if you actually like my videos and if you are actually interested in seeing more of them, then of course, please subscribe. Yeah, so today's video is obviously going to be a bit controversial because I know that a lot of people might not agree with the things that I'm coming to say, and a lot of people might have heard or have a different perception of how things actually are on the ground. And please, before you bring out your opinion and then you say something or you tell me that, hey, me, I'm ungrateful or I'm wrong or something, I beg you, finish watching this video because I do make a lot of explanations along the way, and then at the very end you can state whatever it is that you want to state, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, whatever the case may be. So let's get into the video. I have been living in Ghana currently for 6 to 7 years, and I had lived in Ghana also when I was in primary school. So I went to primary school in Ghana for about 2 years. The funny thing is that when I was actually a child in Ghana, so when I attended primary school in Ghana, I didn't really face a lot of, at least from my memory, I didn't really face a lot of difficulties, in the sense that everything was okay. I mean, I went to school, sure, I was different, sure, I stood out, but people didn't really treat me in any particular way. I barely remember being called obroni or, you know, being called out because of my skin color or anything like that. So I think all in all, my experience actually wasn't a bad one. I had friends, you know. I can't even remember one instance where my skin color created a problem for me when I was in primary school. I would also like to note here that I went to an international school. So first of all, I wasn't the only person like me in that school. Quite frankly, that's where my good experiences in Ghana end. Because when I came back to Ghana for my high school, that's senior high school, SHS, things were different for me, and they have been different up till now. So I definitely do not feel like I'm at home here, because every time someone gets the opportunity to point out that I am white or that I am, you know, different, they would take that opportunity. Speaking specifically about Accra, I would have to say that when I did travel to other towns and cities in Ghana, I had a fantastic time, honestly, guys. People actually treated me how I guess they would treat foreigners, and that is why foreigners say Ghanaians are hospitable, because Ghanaians truly are hospitable, but it depends on where. White privilege does not exist in Accra, and I'll tell you why. What people really respect or idolize in Ghana is money. Money, and I guess you can also say social status. I've had a lot of Ghanaians even telling me that, oh, Ghanaians, the way they like foreigners more than their own people. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? I think that it is because foreigners are considered to have more money. So there are two things here. When you see a foreigner or somebody who looks foreign, usually the skin color gives a foreigner away. Come on, when you're white or when you are light-skinned, it's like just a blaring signal that you are not from Ghana, because most Ghanaians do not look like that. So naturally, if you look different, people would assume you're a foreigner, and they think if you're a foreigner, it means you have money. Maybe you might not be rich in whatever country you're coming from, but because you have the money to travel, because you have the money to explore, you probably have enough money to help out a Ghanaian friend. And that is why Ghanaians are nicer to foreigners. And also, if you guys don't know, a lot of foreigners, especially Americans, and a lot of Americans visit Ghana, they like to tip. So naturally, when a foreigner is going to buy Indomie and you are going to buy Indomie, the Ghanaian Indomie seller is going to be nicer to the foreign person because that foreign person might tip her, and they usually do. And it's the same for Uber drivers, taxi drivers, and all people in services. Foreign people are usually also nicer because they are foreigners. I also tend to be nicer when I travel. Why? Because one, I want to create a good impression of myself and create a good impression of my country. And also I'm in a foreign place and usually I don't stay for long. So there is no need for me to be, you know, annoyed or angry or not in a good mood. It's different from when you actually live in the country. So that's the reason, in my opinion, why Ghanaians might sometimes be nicer to foreign people. But then, Ghanaians are also nice to people who are rich. So at the end of the day, it all comes down to money. And when I say rich, that person doesn't have to be a foreigner. Ghanaians are nice to other Ghanaians who look rich. So this is also about how you look. Have you ever noticed how a very expensively dressed lady with an expensive weave, high heels, you know, that kind of like work outfit or formal outfit, when she enters a place, a typical Ghanaian lady with dark skin, when she enters a place, people give her some kind of respect. They pay attention to what she's wearing, her hair, her shoes, everything, how she speaks, how she conducts herself, and then they respect her. The same thing applies if you are someone who has a high social class or a high social standing. Let's say you're a politician, or you are a famous person, whether you are a singer, a celebrity, or just somebody who is well known, people would respect you more. And it just so happens that most mixed race people in Ghana are in the upper class, okay? So naturally, people are going to be nicer to them. Naturally, people are going to give them some kind of respect. But, and here is the big but, the thing is that right now, things are also changing. What I noticed actually was that a lot of people, especially when we are talking about basic services, and honestly, that has been my biggest issue, basic services. So let's say you go to an office and you need something, or you go to a restaurant, that kind of thing. And also my experience in school and with students. Those were two of the biggest challenges for me in terms of my skin color. So basically what I've noticed is that a lot of Ghanaians actually have the opposite of the white privilege mentality, or the white privilege has graduated to white hating. This mostly relates to mixed race people, so half castes, not to actual white people. A lot of people will see you as a mixed race person and then think, this girl, why? Because she's fair, she thinks she's all that, or who does she think she is? So she has money, so what? Or she's obnoxious just because of your skin color. And they think that you as a mixed race person already have so many privileges in Ghana and you're already being treated way better than typical Ghanaians, that they cannot also give you that respect. And you just imagine if a lot of people think that way. So all of this white privilege has become white hating, because these people already think that you already have white privilege. Like, they're aware of the concept of white privilege in Ghana, if you know what I mean. And so they don't want that white privilege to happen anymore. So what they end up doing is actually maltreating you, because they want to prove that just because you are white or white looking doesn't mean that you can have, well, in this case, it means you can't have respect at all. Because honestly, they start being extra rude to you. They start trying to provoke you. And guys, this has happened to me before. Like, this has actually happened to me before. This has happened to me in a restaurant where the waiter was trying to mimic how I talk, that I talk posh or something. Meanwhile, I don't talk posh. And honestly, he didn't know me. I don't know you from anywhere. I come to a restaurant and then you start talking to me like that and behaving as if you have a problem with me when you don't even know me. You know what I mean? Or they will just ignore you. Like, they'll just be looking at you like, what do you want? I know that they do it to Ghanaians as well, but then some people claim I get treated better. I don't. A lot of the time, I enter a public office, I'm seeking a service which I have a right to seek and I have a right to access, and the workers are looking at me like, so madam, why are you here? Well, obviously I'm here so that you can provide me the service which I have all the rights to seek. Basically, what I'm just trying to say is that white privilege, as it stands in terms of mixed race people in Ghana really does not exist. What you rather see is rich people privilege. So she can be mixed, right? But she is really super rich. And so when she comes with her expensive Gucci bag and her weave or her natural hair, which has been perfectly styled, and her expensive clothes, people would respect her not because she's fair, but because she is rich. So that's it. And also another thing is that I personally, I am not one of those upper class kind of mixed race people, if you know what I mean. I am actually quite standard. So my parents are not poor, but then they are not rich as a lot of mixed race people's parents are in Ghana. So you see, you can't expect me to be living the kind of lifestyle that some of them do live. Excuse me, I cannot afford to be visiting restaurants where you have to pay 50 cedis for a meal on a daily basis. I cannot do that. I don't have a personal driver. I don't even drive. I don't have a car. I can't drive, but I don't have a car. And you know, other things like this. And I don't dress in the most expensive clothes. You know, I have my own personal style. It's not exactly expensive. So you see, all of these things put together, they create an image of me, which is not what people expect a mixed race person in Ghana to be like. So that just makes them not respect me. And most of the time, people do not respect me. This is a fact, guys. Like, I'm being like totally honest with you here. And a lot of people who are close to me actually know this because they have even witnessed this before. It can be just basic places that I go to. And then another thing that has actually really bothered me is how people prejudge you just because of your skin color. This happened a lot to me in school, and it's also prevented me from making friends because a lot of the time when I said something which seemed out of the ordinary to whoever was listening, that thing would be linked to my skin color. And let me give a perfect example. So please, I'm the kind of girl who, if you went to Legon or you know a lot about Legon, that's the University of Ghana, then you know Bush Canteen. And I really liked Bush Canteen. I honestly did. I liked the people there. I liked the environment there. It wasn't dirty. I liked everything there. I liked the fact that there were so many things in one place. So it was like a hub. I could buy so many items at the same time. I really, really liked them. And I have had multiple instances where I spoke to other students at Legon, and then they'll be like, but you go to Bush Canteen. Why? Like, aren't you supposed to be eating from Campus Hub or something? Campus Hub is like the restaurants on campus. It's one of the only proper restaurants on campus. I am a Ghanaian, but I am mixed. I am supposed to not be eaten at Bush Canteen, even though I like the place and even though that is what I can afford. I have to be eaten at places where you think I should be eaten because of my skin color. And honestly, it applies to so many things. People will look at me and be like, but you drink cocoa. Hey, I didn't think you would drink cocoa. Why would I not? Like, why would I not? Do you feel me? All of these kinds of subtle things, they just make it clear that you don't consider me to be one of you. You don't even consider me to be on the same level as you. You consider me to be higher than you. But at the same time, whilst you consider me to be higher than you, you hate on it. You make it like you are supposed to be higher, but you are not higher. So because you are not higher, then it means I can treat you anyhow I want to treat you. And the sad thing is that I have experienced this so many times. A lot of the time when I spoke to a typical Ghanaian student, that person would just make me feel like I am not where I have to be in life just because I don't make certain choices which are stereotypical of my skin color in Ghana. And also people have called me IS. In the beginning, I didn't know what IS meant. I was like, what is IS? Like, I don't know what that means. Me, I'm a normal person. I just want to go to school. I want to get an education and I want to be done. Why do I have to be seen or termed a certain way? Like, why does it have to be like that? If I was actually like that, maybe I wouldn't have a problem with it. But then I am not. So obviously it hurts. And guys, I'm not so rich to even be doing some of the things that you expect me to be doing. So how do you think I feel when you tell me what I'm supposed to be doing when I can't afford it or my parents can't afford it? And that's okay. Everybody has a different background and really everybody has a different pocket. And you shouldn't be judging people based on their skin color. I'm not saying that there are no mixed race people in Ghana who are not obnoxious. There are mixed race people in Ghana who are obnoxious, who think very highly of themselves, just like there are Ghanaian people like that. And really, I think it depends on upbringing, you know, it depends on so many things. Also the kind of school you went to and other things like that. I personally didn't go to an IS, that's International Standard School. I didn't. I went to a small senior high school, which I actually really liked, primarily because of the teachers who were there. Honestly, in Ghana, there is a lot of prejudice, and when you don't meet people's expectations of you based on your skin color, that's when problems will arise. Somebody had a hairdresser in a salon say that this white girl is a quesia, like I'm a stupid girl or whatever because I decided to lock my hair. And she said it in Tree, thinking that I won't understand. Yes, I don't speak Tree, but I'm not clueless, and I do understand basic Tree. I'm not completely lost. I can get around with my level of Tree. So yeah, I understood what she said, and she said it when I was leaving the place. So like, I heard her and she knew that I heard her. She thought I didn't understand. And you know, obviously I was also being called white, which I'm not, but a lot of people here would call me that. They keep bringing up the fact that I am just different, I look different, and you know, relating everything about me to that, everything. Relating the fact that, oh, I drink tea without sugar because I am white. Maybe it's a personal preference? Come on, come on, come on. Like, let's just be a bit more open-minded. Prejudice, honestly, prejudice is a very bad thing. Because the thing is, when you don't know someone and you already have a perception of that person, it shows in your actions, you understand? What I'm just trying to say is that I would really appreciate it if people met me and tried to get to know me before having a particular opinion of me. After you get to know me, you have all the rights to say that, oh, I'm snobby, I'm obnoxious, I'm too known, whatever, whatever. But if you don't know me yet, you literally just met me. Why are you projecting onto me the prejudices that you have about me? You know, telling me that I can't drink cocoa, I can't eat bullfruit, I can't sit in trotro. What if I want to? In fact, me, I'm just wondering, oh, what if I have the money, but I just want to do these things? Because I actually enjoy some of these things. You know, I actually do. And you see, these things really affect me. They might not affect everybody. For example, they don't really affect my sister as much as me. She experiences them, but they don't really affect her mentally as much as they affect me. To me, it is a big deal. It is a problem in my life because I don't feel at home here. I feel segregated a lot of the time. I've had people literally laugh at me because of some choices that I make which are not IS enough. And at that time, like I said, I didn't even know what IS was. So I was just confused, you know. I was confused, really. My experience is not as simple or as great as some people think it is, and that's also another thing. People just assume. Basically, I really do think that in Ghana there is rich people privilege and social status privilege, and I just don't happen to be that rich or of that high of a social rank to be respected by a typical Ghanaian. But to be fair, I do think that when it comes to beauty, yes, fairer skinned people, and a lot of them are mixed race or biracial people in Ghana, are actually elevated. So when you have hair like a mixed race person, when it's very curly and long and you are fair skinned and you have this kind of mix of features, you are generally considered more beautiful. I myself have experienced that in the sense that when it comes to photo shoots or videos, I'm favored. People say I'm photogenic, you know, that kind of thing. And yes, for that one, I guess I can admit that it does have to do with skin color, because people will see you because you are fair and all that. They'll say, oh, you are beautiful. I have had that before. I have experienced that. So when it comes to those kinds of things in particular, yes, I definitely do think that mixed people have an upper hand. But besides that, no. When it comes to normal daily affairs, as in going to school, going to a restaurant, going to an office, or just talking to people, you know, it's really not as amazing and fantastic as people say. Honestly, at the end of the day, it depends on how you look, whether you look rich or you look poor, because the difference between the rich and the poor people in Ghana is very, very blatant. I mean, capitalism, of course. So especially in Accra, there is this huge divide between the rich people and the poor people, and the rich people are generally speaking more respected than the poor people, because people naturally do have a sense of opportunism, and they feel like, you know, maybe if I am nicer to this rich person, I might get more money, or I might get a favor, which a poor person really cannot give either of those. So at the end of the day, that is just how it is. That is what I personally have observed, and I think it is very unfortunate. I think the whole situation is very unfortunate. But of course, when it comes to standards of beauty, those vary and they change, you know, from generation to generation. So as we can see now, the melanin skin beauties are being elevated and gradually surpassing fairer skinned girls. So yeah, I think that just depends on trends. It's the same as body trends, the same kind of situation. So I think that in that case, it would be hard to say that it's unfortunate or fortunate. Trends come and go, and people appreciate different kinds of beauty depending on the time. But when it comes to prejudice, when it comes to respecting people based on how they look, or treating people a certain way because of their skin color, that is highly unfortunate. I personally would just like to be treated like everyone else. But anyway, I'm really glad that you've come to the end of this video. Like I've already said, this has been my experience. I can't really speak for the experiences of other people, even though I have heard a lot of other people's experiences. Mine is unique, just like everyone else's is. So I would really like to hear your comments, thoughts, opinions on this topic, and anything else that you would have to say about what I have mentioned in this video, or about what you just know, if you've observed anything. And I'll see you again next time. Bye.